students, in this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to solve simultaneous equations using the elimination method. So in the exam, let me start by saying there are only two methods used at grade 9 level. We have the elimination method and the substitution method at grade 9 level. So how do you know when to use elimination method and substitution method? Okay. We use elimination method when we have a variable that has the same coefficient on both equations. So let's have a recap on what a variable and the coefficient is. A variable is a letter from the alphabet, like x is a variable, y is a variable. And then a coefficient is a number that is written before a variable. So here, -2 is a coefficient of y, and here +2 is a coefficient of y. Okay, hope that's clear. So when do you use the elimination method? You use the elimination method when you have a variable that has the same coefficient in both equations. For example, here in this 2021 paper 2 internal, the variable of x here is +1 and here is also +1, meaning I can eliminate x. And from here, the coefficient of y in the first equation is what? 2. And here it's -2. So since the value is the same, I can get rid of the variable y. That's what the elimination method is all about. So then when you're eliminating, how do you know what sign to put in between the equations? Okay? When the signs are different, let me just zoom in. Okay? When the signs are different, for example, this is positive and this is negative, you do what? You add. So the sign that you put in between here is addition because the signs are different. But when the signs are the same, like in this case they're both positive, you subtract. So even if they're both negative, we subtract. So same signs, you subtract. Different signs, you add. That is the rule when you're doing elimination method for simultaneous equations. So let's solve these two questions we have here. Okay, so we'll start with the one from 2020. So check here. We're eliminating y because it has the same what? Coefficient. But then the first coefficient is positive and the next one is negative. So meaning different signs we add. That's what we said. So I'm writing the equation 4x plus 2y is equal to 6. Okay. And then the second equation is x minus 2y equals 9. Okay. So what sign are we putting in between here? Addition. So it's like you're adding the first equation plus the second equation. So we'll start 4x from the first equation plus x from the second equation. Then 2y, positive by negative, negative. So 2y minus 2y gives us 0. So that's how we've eliminated y. Then 6 plus 9. Okay. What is 4 plus 1? 4x plus x is the same as you're just adding the coefficients because the variables are the same. So this is 5x is equal to 9 plus 1. That gives us a 15. So we divide by 5 on both sides and that will give us, this will cancel. Okay. 5 into 15, that's a 3. So the value of x is 3. As simple as that. Okay. And then you go to your original equations 1 and 2. You pick one equation to find the value of y. I advise you always pick the equation that has the smallest numbers. Okay, or the small, but you can pick any. So if I pick equation 2, okay, using equation 2, we're going to find the value of y. It's x minus 2y equals 9. You can also use the first equation to still give you the same answer. So here we already know the value of x is 3. So where there is x, we put 3 minus 2y equals 9. Okay, then we group the like terms together. This will come to the other side to be -2y equals 9 minus 3. -2y equals, what is 9 minus 3? That's a 6. So we divide by -2 on both sides. Okay. Y equals Negative divided by positive gives us a positive. So negative 2 into 6, that will give us negative 3. And we have solved our simultaneous equations. But after solving any type of equation, whether it's simultaneous, inequality, equation, whatever, so long as it has the word equation in it, remember that you can always prove if your answer is correct or not. So after you solve and you find the values of x and y, somewhere, this shouldn't be part of the answers you submit for marking, but somewhere you can always prove if your answers are correct. How do you do that? You pick any equation again, then you substitute the values. The answer you find on the left should be the answer you find on the right. If they are not matching, meaning the values you got are incorrect. But if they match, meaning it's correct. So if I use equation 1, okay, let's use equation 1. 4x plus 2y equals 4x plus 2y equals 6, right? 4, open brackets, what's the value of x? 3. Plus 2, what's the value of y? Negative 3 equals 6. Okay, 4 by 3, 12. Positive by negative, negative. 2 by 3, 6 equals 6. What is 12 minus 6? 6 equals 6. So meaning the values you got are correct. But if you find something like this, 3 is equal to 7, meaning you need to redo your work. So it is important for you to always check so that you are sure that the answers you submitted are what? Are correct. Okay, so let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2 is from the 2021 internal paper. So simultaneous equations carry 3 marks and you find them in paper 2. Okay, so here, since we're using the elimination method, we're looking for a variable that has the same coefficient in both equations. So that variable in this case here is x. Okay, now we said when the signs of the variable you want to eliminate are the same, you subtract. When they're different, you add. So here we have positive 1 on both sides. So we are subtracting equation 1 minus equation 2. So I'm writing my equations rather, equals 1, then this will be minus x plus 2y equals 6. So I'm subtracting equation 1 minus equation 2. So x minus x, 0. Then the next one will be negative 3 minus positive 2y equals 1 minus 6. 1 minus 6. Then negative by positive, that's negative. So it will be negative 3y minus 2y equals 1 minus 6. So these are integers now. Same signs. The rules are different now for integers. Same signs, you add. Different signs you subtract and get the sign of the bigger number. So here the bigger number is 6 and it's negative. 6 minus 1, 5. Same signs you add. So negative 3y minus 2y gives us negative 5y equals negative 5 divided by negative 5 on both sides. Okay, negative divided by negative gives us positive. So our value of y is simply positive 1. Okay, then remember what we mentioned earlier. To get the value of the remaining variable, you simply check your original equations there and pick any one and substitute the value of the variable you got. So we've gotten the value of y. So I'll pick equation 1. Equation 1 is right here. X minus 3y equals 1. So it will be x minus 3. Whenever you're substituting, put your values in parentheses. Okay, so what's the value of y? 1. Okay, there, close, 1. X minus 3 equals 1. We group the like terms together, this will cross to the other side, so it will become x is equal to 1 plus 3, meaning the value of x is what? 4. So I've gotten both of my values, which are y is 1 and x is 4. But remember, I said any type of equation, okay, you can verify or prove that your values are correct, right? But that shouldn't be part of the answers you submit. So let me prove. let me check if my answers are valid. I can pick any of the equations, either this or this, and substitute the values I got. The answer on my left hand side of the equation should be equal to the answer on my right hand side. So if I use equation 1, I have x minus 3y equals 1, right? What's the value of x? 4 minus 3. The value of y is 1 equals 1. So 4 minus 3 equals 1. What is 4 minus 3? 1 equals 1. So meaning the values I got are correct. And just like that, we've covered how to solve simultaneous equations using the elimination method. So math is a subject. You can't observe or just say, oh, I've gotten it because I've watched this video. You have to practice as many times as you can. So for the syllabus changed in 2013. The syllabus you guys will be writing before the new curriculum comes in. So meaning when you're revising, you start from the 2024 paper, both GCE and internal. When you revise both, all the way up to 2013. That's the only way you'll be sure that you've understood everything. Make sure you solve all past papers from 2024 to 2013 for all subjects. If you have any challenges, you can inbox, then I'll help out.